tomorrow. With painted heroes shining bright, venturing onward in the endless night. Where the brawn meets the brush, the story's told in the strong imagination mold. With every stroke, the vengeance unfold, these are our soul. Where the brawn meets the brush, the story's told in the strong imagination mold. With every stroke, the fate to fight for peace of our souls, our soul.
Yo, yo, yo! What up, people? How are we? Welcome to Minis and Muscles. Let's move that cable out that way because we don't need that. Welcome to Minis and Muscles, the place where the brawn meets the brush. There's a slightly new view here at Minis and Muscles now. We've got a slightly different setup. I'm not sure if you started the stream, but there was a new starting stream sort of placeholder animation that was going before the stream started. Now we've got this nice new border. Why are we doing all of this? Well, actually, because I deleted all of the stuff earlier today. And in a panic, I was like, no, I need to make new stuff. So I very quickly went away and fixed and made new placeholders for everything, new screens and everything. So if it looks slightly different today, that is why. For regular viewers, that is. For regular viewers. However, if you're a new viewer, welcome one, welcome all. Absolute pleasure to have you join me. Welcome to Minis and Muscles. As I said, the place where the brawn meets the paintbrush, where we paint miniatures all evening, well, for 2 hours anyway at least, whilst we talk geek. And that's absolutely anything. We paint miniatures, or I paint miniatures, sorry, from the D&D and the Warhammer world. Also do some other stuff occasionally. We talk about everything geek, so retro gaming, Pokemon, Warhammer, D&D, you name it, comic books, movies, whatnot, I don't care, we'll talk about it. Retro gaming, you got it. So we talk about that and just have a good old chat. It's a place for geeks to hang out and meet and chat. That is all it is, a friendly, no judgy kind of place, and that is that. So welcome to the show. If you don't know how the show works, we have 3 main parts. Oi, oi, pal, how you doing? Hope your new house is good, mate. If you don't know what we do here at Minis and Muscles, we've got 3 parts to the show. The first part is our general chat conversation. So today, our general chat, we're going to be talking about sort of geeky TV shows, what's worth watching, and we're just going to talk about absolutely anything. So if you know anything of geeky in terms of TV shows, then drop it in the chat. Happy to talk about it. So that's going to happen. That sort of conversation will happen throughout the whole of the show. About halfway through, we have our muscle moment, and that is where we talk about fitness for about 5 minutes or so. Today, we're going to talk about you don't need money to train. Okay, so for those of you who are worried and think you need loads of money to go and train and get massive, you don't. We'll talk about that. And then lastly, if we've got time, just about 15 minutes towards the end usually, we have our hobby horror section, and that is where something generally in my hobbying life goes absolutely wrong. So yeah, that's going to happen. Pel's in the chat and he's saying normality back again. Oh, I'm glad normality's back, mate. Moving house is always a nightmare, so I feel for you, bro. Hopefully everyone is good in the hood. Apart from that, how is everyone else on the stream? There's a few others that are here to chat away with us, so hopefully you are all good. I'm just literally messing around with this model just so I can show it in a second and show you where we are. But we're going to continue today to paint our Triumph for St. Catherine. We have got one more sister battle to paint. That's this lady right here. So this lady right here needs painting today, so she is going to be the victim of our paintbrush. But she will be joining all the rest of her sisters in this beautiful diorama that we painted so far of the Triumph of St. Catherine. So it's not all finished yet. The sarcophagus looks a bit pissed actually because it's not glued down. But all those models there we painted so far, and we will do the last one that's going to stand over this side. And she will accompany the rest of her sisters. So yeah, so that is what we're going to do today throughout our painting session. So hopefully you will hang in with us whilst we paint. Remember, the general chat conversation today is about Geek TV. So if there's anything you want to talk about Geek TV wise, drop it in the chat. Let me know. But aside from that, how's your week been? It's Friday, so you freaking well made it to the end of the week. Huzzah, come on. We've got there, we've made it. Oh, with the blessings of the Lord Almighty, we've got to the weekend. Oh, yes. So, welcome to the weekend. Hopefully, wherever you are. We do have some viewers in the US, so you guys have got a couple more hours to go, but you can taste the rainbow almost, as the Skittles advert says. What have I done over the past week? Let's have a little recap of what my geeky week has looked like. If you've done anything geeky this week, drop it in the chat, let me know. Pel, you can't put that you've been moving, mate. That's not particularly geeky. But if you have done anything geeky, drop it in the chat. What have I done that's geeky? Well, I've been painting more models for my Black Templar army, so that's been going on. I'm also painting this lady. I've been painting her today. So I need to finish off this Sisters of Battle for a campaign that I'm doing. I'm running with a few mates, so that'll be good. In fact, let's expand on that actually. So a group of us, there's about 5 of us I think in the group, that are going to play a campaign of Warhammer 40,000. So it's not just like the standard 1v1 kind of thing, it's a narrative based, so there's a sort of storyline behind it. There's an objective to do and what we're trying to achieve, and then you've got all 5 of you will fight at some point, and then you get points and you can level up your characters and all that. So it's actually quite an interesting way to play Warhammer. A little bit different from the standard sort of kill everyone, go home, forget about it, do the same or then a different army next week. You have to stick with this army throughout the whole campaign. So it's going to be quite interesting. So I'm interested to see how that works. And I am taking my Sisters of Battle, so they are going to lead the charge against those filthy heretics and Xenos. So yeah, that is what I'm doing on Warhammer. Let's think. D&D. Oh, D&D was this week, so that was our first session back after a long break from Christmas. And in that D&D session, we were railroaded into death big time. The DM really wanted to get us after we escaped a couple of his big bads just before the end of the year. So the first session back, it was a TPK, so a complete party kill. We all got wiped out. It was a bit of a bloodbath, to be fair. So yeah, that was funny. But we're going to start doing... we're going to move away from D&D, and we're going to go into another tabletop role-playing game, the Fallout tabletop role-playing game after the video game. So you know the video game Fallout and the TV series actually. Well, we're going to play the tabletop role-playing equivalent of that. So that's looking really cool. I've just made my character. I've got a model that I need to pick up off a buddy who's printed it for me. I need to paint him up. So that's pretty cool. I'm quite excited for that. So that's good. So that is D&D. That is Warhammer covered. What else? Computer gaming. No computer gaming this week at all whatsoever. I've done nothing. No gaming at all. Not so good. So I do need to pick up on my gaming front. But how about you guys? What have you been doing over the past few days since we last spoke last Friday? What have you been playing? What have you been gaming? What have you been geeking? What's been happening in your world? Tell me. Drop it in the chat. Don't let me just talk to myself all ruddy night. Come on. Drop it in the chat and tell me what you've been up to. I would love to hear from you if you're new to the channel or if you've been here for a long time. But anyway... let's switch cameras. Let's go to this one actually, because we're going to paint this lovely lady. She needs to be painted up so she can join her sisters, and she can then be put onto the model itself. So we've got some reds. So we've got Mephiston red and Corn red that we're going to be using. I'll get those out. If we need to cover anything up, it'll be a Baden black. We've got some lead belcher that will probably come into play, some silver, some retributor armor for the gold. Of course, we've got Corax white for any of the white bits on the sister. I'm just trying to think if there's any other colours that we need. There's probably some other little small detail colours, but they're the sort of primaries that we're going for. Excuse me. What she should look like, oh, he says, I've got a tank sat on the box, so that's not good. What she should look like is, whoop, let's bring this in. See that picture there? That is what she should look like. So we've got her currently here. This is what she needs to look like. So a little bit of red, few little bits of detail to be put on, excuse me, onto the Mini. So that'll be good. Optimus is in the chat. How are you doing, Optimus? Hope you're well, dude. You're saying the only thing I did was watch live the 2-day UK Masters of Warhammer Old World. Wow. Was it any good? How was that? Was to be fair, I don't keep up with Warhammer Old World, so... Oh, I've got hiccups, damn it. But hopefully that was good. Hopefully that was interesting and enjoyable. If you're painting along with me today, make sure you got some lovely clean water and make sure that your wet palette is ready and rocked, ready to go. I've done mine, so I'm good. Right, I've got some paintbrushes here. I might even break out some new paintbrushes that I've got in this trusty little container. So yeah, I need to think about that, whether I'm going to do them tonight. I'm just going to take another quick look at this sister to work out how she looks. Might even leave that there for a bit of a reference. But yeah, how are we? What do you think, by the way, to the new layout? Obviously, it's slightly different. So you get this for the main screen, which is like a big view, which is quite good. And the top down is slightly different. So just wonder what you're thinking and whether you think it's any good or not. Drop it in the chat. Let me know for those regular viewers. Let's mix up some colours. Whilst we're mixing up colours, just check the chat. Yeah, all good. Hopefully you guys have had a nice week though. Hopefully, Optimus, you have had a good time watching the Masters of Old World Warhammer. Fingers crossed, Pell, you've recovered, mate, and you're not falling asleep still. And hopefully you've not got too much to bloody do. That's the main thing in your new place. Anyone else that's watching, welcome one, welcome all. It is great to have you. All I'm doing right now is mixing some paints very quickly. So bear with me whilst you hear a hideous vibrating noise. That's not any toys that I've got hidden under the desk, that's for sure. It's purely the mixer for my paints. That's all. Right, let's move my coffee out of the way. Well, I say coffee, it's not actually coffee. It's fake coffee because I don't do coffee anymore. But let's get some colour onto this sister, shall we? It's about time she got some love like the rest of the girls that we've done so far on this St. Catherine's or Triumph for St. Catherine model. It's a really smart model and I can't wait to finish this off. It's taken quite a long time to do because there's so many parts, and it's also quite difficult talking and painting at the same time. If you've not tried it before, try talking and painting the entire time. It's not quite as easy as what you might first think. Paintbrush I'm using is slightly too big as well, so I've just gone over a few little areas, which is not good. But our general chat conversation for today is Geek Show Television. So Geek Show Television, so I want to know what you guys and girls watch on TV in terms of geek shows, and what's your favourite, what do you think, what are you watching, what do you recommend, and this is all kind of inspired because and I'm sure you've all followed along with the Stranger Things season 5 release that happened over Christmas. So obviously I've finished that now and I've got nothing else to watch. So I kind of need a new series. So I thought, well, why don't I just talk about general geek TV and what I've seen so far and what I'm considering, and then you guys can make some suggestions as well. That might be pretty good. We're talking about Stranger Things. let's talk about it. So if you haven't watched Stranger Things before, I implore you to watch it. It is a banging TV series. It is really, really good. It has a couple of little sort of soft spots in terms of where it loses traction a little. I think it's season 2, I think, or maybe season 3. But it's really good. Such a good program. It's a sci-fi fantasy program that's based around a couple of kids and the problems that they encounter in the hometown of Hawkins. So they have some sort of crazy interdimensional kind of adventures, and it is really, really good. You've got 5 seasons of it, so there's plenty to watch. All the characters are very, very cool. And it's a pretty gripping TV show overall. The last season, however, I was a bit disappointed with the last season. I don't know what you guys think, but I was really sort of really gutted by the last season. I just didn't want it to end, if I'm honest. That's probably my biggest gripe with it. I didn't want it to end. There was some things that they could have done better, but didn't want it to end. What's happening in the chat? Optimus is saying, were you ever tempted to start collecting a Xenos army? Well, I do have an Orc army, so, you know, that does count as bad. I don't really use it. I did have an Eldar army, but I sold them. What else? I have... That's it, actually. So, currently now I've got Sisters of Battle, Ultramarines and Black Templar and Orcs. I don't often use the Orcs. I did actually put the Orcs up for sale, but they didn't sell. So, and I don't want to have to give them away for silly money, because sometimes when you try and sell Warhammer, people try to buy it off you for nothing, and I don't need to sell it in the sense that I have to make some money on it. So I'll just wait. I'll just wait my turn for the right offer to come through. So yeah, I do have Xenos. Have played Xenos. Don't like it though. Have to admit it. Don't like Xenos. Really. I am a stereotypical good guy when I'm playing these games. I like my Battle Sisters. I like my Black Templars. In terms of the lore, so the sort of story that goes behind them, I'm not that fussed about the Ultramarines lore, but I do like the Black Templars and the Sisters for their lore. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so back and talking about our general chat topic, which is geeky TV shows. Stranger Things is epic. Visually, it's really, really good. Actors are all great. Very engaging actors and actresses. Can you say actresses now, or do you just call everyone actors? I don't know. But they're very, very engaging anyway. And it's a bloody good series. Or a couple of series. You've got 5 to go through. The only thing gripe I've got is the last series, I didn't want it to end, and it could have ended it better. And also the wait between all the seasons was quite long. You know, you're having like 2 years between each blooming season, and that felt like an eternity. Optimus saying, seen quite a few reviews of the last season, got a lot of criticism. Seems like the cast think they got Game of Thrones. Yeah, so I'd agree with that. There was a lot that they could have done, and I don't want to sort of say any spoilers, but there's a lot they could have done, and they just didn't. So I'm just going to try and adjust my camera whilst we're here. Hold on, let's see if we can fix this. It's slightly off to one side. Oh, come on, you son of a gun. Oh, there you go, completely lost it now. There we are. That should be fine. Yeah, so the last season was good, but there was a lot of flaws and a lot of things missing. Some things were left more unanswered. Yeah, so it didn't quite hit the spot I thought it was gonna. However, it was still bloody good. So don't, on my review, don't think that it's not worth a watch, because it really, really is. It's still a banging TV show. Full of sort of 80s themed, so it's all based in the 80s, which is a cool era to watch through anyway, at least. And, you know, it's nice to see all the sort of old clothes that I wore as a kid. It's nice to see references to the TV shows, the movies and stuff that were in the 80s, the computer games that were in the 80s that I played. So yeah, it was really good. I bloody loved Stranger Things, if I'm honest. To the point where I'm actually thinking of going out to the US and visiting the movie sites, so where they filmed all the show. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. I don't know if I'll do it yet. But yeah, you're right. There are quite a few reviews so far that have really given it a good hammering. You know, which is expected, right? It's not, Stranger Things has such a big cult following. It's never gonna, you're never gonna appease everybody, unfortunately. But I have seen the theatre show as well. I've seen the theatre show twice. First time was better. Second time the cast weren't as good as the first cast that I saw. But even the theatre show is really good. If you haven't seen the theatre show, well worth it. Well worth a watch. So yeah, it is in London or New York only, unfortunately. But if you can get to either of those, I would highly recommend you go and watch it. It's a great show in terms of theatre viewings. Very, very cool. But yeah, I'd like to go out to the States and go and view all of the Stranger Things filming locations. That would be cool. I would like to do that. What I'm doing here is just adding a little bit of colour onto the inside of this lovely lady's cape. There is another word for these, I just can't remember what they're called. Yeah, there is a special word for these cape things that they wear. I just can't bloody remember. Yeah, the monsters are cool in Stranger Things. The baddies cool, or the multiple baddies, should I say. It is all really a great show. Why people haven't watched it? If you haven't watched it, why you haven't, I do not know, because it's possibly one of the best TV series of the modern time, I think. And that's saying something. I'll have to switch brushes in a minute, because this is a slightly knackered brush that I've got. Okay. Hello, Adrian. Welcome. You missed my new intro screen, Adrian. I was hoping for some. Feedback from you. So if you didn't see the intro, the new sort of holding screen that I've got, the sort of stream starting soon type thing. Check it out. Go watch it back on once we've finished the live. Tell me what you think. So we've got a new screen for the stream is starting. I've got a new screen for the stream is over, and obviously this is also new as well. The keen-eyed amongst you will realise that this is a new layout. It wasn't planned. It's that I accidentally deleted all of the old stuff out of OBS, and I deleted the files when I was cleaning up my laptop. Deleted it all, and then couldn't restore it. So in a mad dash, I had to then recreate some new dashboards and borders and all the rest of it. So that was a bit of a mad hour or so that I spent trying to recreate it all, and it's not perfect yet, so I will I will redo it. I'm not sure I quite like this layout that we've currently got. Are you looking for a new Geek TV show or anything good? Yes, so I am looking for a new Geek TV show. Absolutely I am. So if anyone's got any recommendations, then please do fling the recommendations across to me. So that was kind of why I chose to have Geek TV shows as our general chat topic. So I could talk about them and ones I like and ones I've watched, and then you guys could recommend some stuff to me. However, I am a bit awkward because I've only got Netflix now. I used to have Amazon Prime, but I found that they didn't have many shows on there that I really wanted to watch. And I don't have terrestrial TV here in the UK, so I don't have BBC, ITV, all of that nonsense. So it might be a little bit hard to find some TV shows or suggestions for me, but I'm happy to take those suggestions if you've got any good geek TV shows. Would love to hear what you recommend. So if you've got any, sling them in the channel. Do I want that edging to be red? That's a question. Yeah, no, actually, no, I'm not going to have the edging as red. I'll just keep it as black. I'll redo that. I had a hobby horror this afternoon, says Adrian. No way! What happened? After shaking my aerosol paint for 2 minutes and then started to spray my sprues, nothing came out. What? Well, okay, Adrian, you've intrigued me. You've got me on the hobby horror here, mate. So Adrian's saying he had a moment where things went completely wrong in his hobbying world, as we like to call them here, a hobby horror moment. And he said that he was trying to shake some aerosol and then he goes to spray it and nothing comes out. My chair's really squeaky. So what happened then, Adrian? You went to spray your model, nothing came out, but why did nothing come out? What was the prognosis? What happened? Is it prognosis or diagnosis? Diagnosis, probably. What happened? I need to know. Don't just leave me hanging on it in an empty text box. Come on. Whilst we now paint the little belts that are on this sister's robe. Or running across that robe, actually. But yeah, so what other TV shows do you like, guys? I think, as I said, my favourite and the one I just finished was Stranger Things. I thought that was bloody epic. I can't wait for the new TV series of it coming out, the cartoon version, that is. So that's taking it back to season 2 and all of the sort of shenanigans that happened around that time. So I'm looking forward to that TV series coming out. Apparently it's happening this year. So they say. But then, right, I don't know if any of you guys and girls have seen this, but have you noticed that there's a lot of talk about this not being the last season? About there being a sort of another episode or something else happening with the main characters from Stranger Things. So I don't know if you've heard that, seen that, but that is the current gossip. There was meant to be another episode being dropped in January. Some people thought it was going to be early Jan, like the 17th. Some people have said it's later on in the month. And this is all leading from the last episode and how they've left certain things unanswered, and also some supposed clues that have been left in that supposed last episode. So loads of people are now chatting about it not being the last episode. There's more to come from the Stranger Things crew. Very, very interesting. I'm not sure how much I believe of that. I want to believe, genuinely, I want to believe because I love the programme, but I'm not sure if that is going to happen or not. So Adrian has come back and told me what happened with his hobby horror moment. He said either I had a clogged nozzle or the can was empty. So I binned it and now I'm priming with base paintbrush. Dude, don't bin it. So you take the end of the nozzle of the spray paint off, put it in hot soapy water, leave it there to soak and clean it. That is what you should do. Try and clean that nozzle of the spray paint first. And if then all else fails and it still doesn't work, then you can look at throwing it. But definitely clean the nozzle first, dude. There could be a load of paint in there that's good for use. Could have just lost it all. To be fair though, I could imagine you know, being similar to me, getting proper frustrated with, you know, you're trying to do some painting, you finally have the time to sit down and do it, and then the bloody thing doesn't work. I can't, you know, I feel for you, Adrian. That is a very frustrating moment for sure. Let me just move my light about a bit, just to change that, get that light on there. Have a sip. Right. Okay, so in the picture, this chalice thing is black, but I think it's just too much black on black. So I'm actually going to give that a colour. Otherwise, it's just too much dark and dark and dark. It's just gets a bit silly. So I think we should go for not a brass, well, not a bright brass, but like a bit of a lighter brass colour. So I'm going to go with this one actually, this Rune Lord brass. See what that looks like. That should look quite nice. Shake it up. Let's shake and bake. Yeah, there's some great characters as well in Stranger Things that never came back. So in one of the seasons there was a character that people absolutely loved and adored, and there was rumours this character was going to come back, and they never came back. So that was another thing I think a lot of people were disappointed at. So there was a lot of frustrated people. I've seen some really irate people on the internet, on your YouTube, you know, talking about how bad the last season was. You know, without the emotion involved, I don't think it was a bad season. I do think that they failed to answer a lot of questions. However, I don't think it was a bad season, and it was this season was better than other seasons. So I think they did a good job. They just didn't do a good job in narrating the story that necessarily people wanted, I think, is probably the case. And that's again sort of why it fueled this rumour about another season or another episode still remaining. So, you know, that might still happen. Who's to say? There was so many rumours flying around about characters and what they're doing next type thing and where they are. So it's pretty interesting. I don't want to spoil it for people though if they haven't seen it. So I'm trying to sort of choose my words very carefully, because I can imagine there's a lot of people that haven't seen the last season. If you haven't, go watch it now. Not right now because you're watching me, but go watch it afterwards. So there's loads of other stuff on the geeky TV shows. What's your recommendations? What do you like? I've given you one of my recent geeky TV faves, which is Stranger Things. For multiple reasons. It includes Dungeons and Dragons. It's based in the 80s. It's sci-fi, it's got aliens, it's got magic, it's got some cool characters. So yeah, that is why it gets into my top geeky TV list. But what about you guys? Adrian's saying either I had a clogged nozzle. Oh no, I've read that. Sorry, dude. Well, just tell me what you like, though. I'd love to hear from what you like. So if there's a TV show that you're watching, tell me. I want to know. I need some white. Just mixing up this white. I've got the end of a paint pot, and I'm just trying to get the most out of it. So I'm just sort of mixing this up and just watering it down a little bit, just so it flows nicely. Otherwise, it all goes wrong. I need some geek glasses. Oh no, where's my geek glasses? Dang it! Wait 2 seconds. I'll be back. Yep. Let's just change that to there. There you go. What I should do is I should have like a sort of a waiting screen, shouldn't I? That's what I probably should do. So, you know, waiting, pause back in one moment screen when I forget my crap. So let's get me geek glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. That paint would have dried by now, which is annoying. So yeah, what other shows, TV shows do you guys watch? There's so many shows out there. There's so many shows that have been done over the years. As I said, Stranger Things is my favourite, most recent show for sure. However, there's another show that I did watch the first season of, and I thought it was actually really good. And that was based on a computer game. So that was Fallout. That is a really cool TV show. So I'd never played, believe it or not, I'd never played the Fallout computer game because it was all on Xbox before. It wasn't on PlayStation when it first came out. So I'd never played it. So I didn't know anything about it. I just heard good things about it. So I then was like, right, okay. In fact, was it on PlayStation? Maybe it was, and I just didn't play it at all. But I didn't play it anyway. And I did watch the TV show, and that was phenomenal. So it's about a sort of post-apocalyptic event. Hey, how you doing? A post-apocalyptic event where the world's gone crazy and someone's set off a nuke, and people live in these vaults. And they're sort of kept in these vaults to protect them from the outside world because of the radiation and all the rest of it. And it's how people live in the vaults and how people try to live outside of the vaults. And that's a real good program. So I got into that, and the second season of it has just come out actually, I think, on your Amazon Prime. So if you've got Amazon Prime and you're sort of wanting to watch a new geeky related TV show, well worth a watch. Very, very interesting what happens. Again, it's with TV shows, you never know, especially when I'm talking about them on this stream. You never know what you should or shouldn't say because you don't know what people are watching it or where they are and whether or not you're going to spoil it for them. So hopefully I'm not spoiling anything for anybody. I'm trying to be very choice with my words. Yeah, so that's a super cool sort of set in the future. So there is some kind of technology that's sort of not what we would be used to. However, technology has gone backwards because of the nuclear fallout, so things are, almost gone back to basics in some way, because some things either don't work or there's just nothing left of it. So if there's anything sort of that high class technology that's sort of heralded as like super tech, but it's interesting to see the life of the people that live inside these pods and how they get on and the sort of jobs they all do to try and sustain this mini ecosystem. And this mini ecosystem is sort of fed by the people that live in there. They look after themselves, right? But so they grow their own crops and all the rest of it. But they're sort of governed by a big corporate company that provided the vaults. And that's where they live. So I'm sure you can probably imagine that the sort of narrative that goes with that around the big corporate companies and not being particularly helpful or useful for the people, and actually more in it for themselves than anything else. So it is a very interesting program. Still very sci-fi as well, with the what's happening on the outside of the vaults. So that's quite cool when you get to see what's happening outside of the vaults. Yeah, so that's a very good program. I really want. I was contemplating getting Amazon just for momentarily, just so that I can watch that TV series. But I don't think I like it that much. Maybe I'll borrow someone's Amazon account. Although that's probably frowned upon by Amazon, more than likely. What happened to good old DVDs, right? And just being able to get a DVD and own it, and that's yours then for life. I miss them days. I miss Blockbuster. That's what I miss. I don't know if anyone that's watching will remember Blockbuster or not, but a video rental store. So before DVDs, even when it was VHSs, you used to go in and get your VHSs and rent them, and that was cool. I was so excited going in there as a young lad. It was epic. Going into Blockbuster, choosing a movie. Oh man, one of the best feelings ever. Yeah, it's very cool. I got very excited as a young man doing that. Just going to stick some white on here. I'm just trying to think of what I want to do white. Actually, it's probably only going to be the flames here of this. What do you call it? Scepter bowl thing. So I'll put white on first, and then I'll go over with some other colours just to try and make it look more flame-like. So what else? Glad you're well, Hal. So Hal, what are you watching at the moment? What geeky TV shows do you watch? Stick it in chat, let me know. Because I want a new TV show. So, Optimus, you were talking about suggesting a new TV show to me. Where's this suggestion? You've disappeared, Optimus, and left me. Left me to fend for my own TV show all by myself. How could you do this? Go. Again with this bowl thing right in front of the character itself, it's going to be super hard to get in there to do any fine detail, especially on the face. There is no chance you're going to get eyes done on this model, not on your Nelly. So that's going to annoy me immensely, but not a lot we can do there. We're just going to have do... Oh, she's actually got a mask over her face. She's got like a... Not a mask. What's it called where you have something that's pulled up around your face? How's saying he's not watching anything at the moment. What? No way, dude. I'm surprised. That surprises me. You're a young man. Yeah, I'd have thought you'd be all over the TV shows. Yeah, so there's plenty of shows out there that are really, really good. I just need to try a few more and find a new series that I can, you know, really delve into. I mean, I've done Game of Thrones, which was really good. That was, you know, 8 seasons worth. And a bit like Stranger Things is that, you know, people complained about the last season. I've actually, ironically, not finished the last season because I bought the DVD of it. And then the bloody DVD broke. It snapped when I took it out the box. So I've actually not finished Game of Thrones, which is very frustrating. So I do need to get back on that. I do need to either repair the DVD somehow or get another DVD. But I need to do something is what I'm saying. I need to do something so I can then watch that. Because, you know, you can't just watch a season of 7 seasons and then not watch the last one or all of the last one and miss out episodes. That's just ridiculous. Has anyone ever done that? Have you sort of either been that disappointed with the show you've walked away before it's finished, or have you literally just never bothered going back to it, and because, I don't know, the time lag between the episodes or something was so long that you just didn't go back? Has anyone done that? I'd be interested to know that, actually, if you have or not. So there's a question for you to chuck in the chat. Have you ever completely sacked off a TV show that you were watching, that you had full intention originally of finishing, and for whatever reason you never finished the seasons off? If so, what TV show was it and why did you stop watching? Obviously paint this little lady up. I don't think this is going to take too long, you know, and then this is going to be done. And the last bits on the model are actually putting together the cherubs. That'll be the last part. So cutting them out, gluing them together, sticking them on, painting them. Go. I've just been playing Dark Tide. Oh, I'm working on my own faction. Nice. So hopefully Dark Tide's going well for you, dude. There we go. Part of the backpack being done there. Need to tidy up the front actually, because where I've put the grey on for the buttons, I've sort of splodged it on in a very clumsy manner. So I've got to go back and correct the mistakes I made. I feel like I do that a lot, where I rush into something and then I end up messing it up and just having to go back and fix it. I mean, it's no big deal, but go. Nice. Oh, I've got the ones in the arms as well to do. So we're talking about Game of Thrones, actually. Might as well carry on with Game of Thrones. Super cool, ye oldie world fantasy type TV show. Not quite as crazy as the Dungeons and Dragons world with, you know, all the different races there, but there are dragons in it. There are different races, you know, and it is a very cool show. It's mostly humans, though, by the way, just in case you're thinking that there's going to be, I don't know, elves and dwarves aplenty. It's not that, but it's a really cool show. That lasted for 7 seasons. Got a lot of Rudy stuff in it, just in case you're thinking of playing it to your kids. But if your kids are sort of, I don't know, 15 or up, it's probably fine. It's just for the younger ones is all. But that's got some crazy... What I liked about Game of Thrones, it had some crazy sort of plot twists all the time. So, you know, 1 minute something's happening, you're thinking, oh, this is a good storyline, I'm really liking this. And all of a sudden, something absolutely batshit mental crazy happens. And you're like, where did that come from? Why is this now happening? What happened there? You know, and you start questioning everything that goes on. It's a really good program, though. Really good. So well worth watching if you haven't seen Game of Thrones. It's a super cool. What was I going to say about it? I was going to say something. It's quite a sort of... What is gritty? Gritty, sort of the right word for it? What I like about it is that they seem to have gone to a lot of effort in Game of Thrones, where, or certainly in the earlier episodes and seasons, is they seem to have gone to a lot of effort for set making and costume design. I'm one of those people that really likes big sets and, you know, really sort of grand costumes rather than relying on the magic of a computer to CGI it all away. I just find that it looks more real in a show when you get, you know, proper set. And they seem to do a good job of that. There is a bit more CGI in the sort of end of Game of Thrones. I think that's purely based on the size of some of the battles. It just wouldn't be feasible to do it in real scale. So they've gone for a bit of CGI in the later series, but you know, it is still bloody brilliant. I must admit, I do really like that show. Lots of lovable characters in it. Lots of hateable characters too. Crikey. There's one character in there, and what's her name? Oh, crikey. Someone will remind me. Joffrey's mum. Does anyone know who Joffrey's mum is? Cersei, that's her name. Cersei Lannister. Oh, she's a hateable character. But hateable in a you love to hate her, if that makes sense. Because she is so sort of vile. Very well played by the actress. But her character itself, God, you wouldn't want her to meet her in real life if that's how she actually acted. God, blimey. Yo, Joel, how you doing, dude? You made it. You're here. Whoop, whoop. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's your week been, Joel? Hopefully you've had a good week. Have you made it to the weekend, actually, or are you still working? There's a question. Because you are over in the wonderful US of A. Coming along slowly. Not looking too bad with the little studs and things like that we've done. Voice chatting while I drive on my way to the hospital. Oh no, dude. To see a family member. That's not good. Oh man. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. That's not good at all. I mean, I hope that your family member is okay, or as well as they can, because they're not okay because they're in hospital, right? As a silly question, a silly statement of me, but I'm hoping that they're okay in the sense that they will recover, or they'll get better, or, you know, they're on the mend. Because it's never nice to have people that you love in a position where they're not well. That's never nice at all. It's, you know, well, I would assume anyway that people like to protect their family and look after their family. So, you know, having people ill and sick, not good. That's not what we want. So sorry to hear that, dude. I will send my Minis and Muscles love to your family member. Hopefully they're okay. Is it me or my camera keep moving? Oh. Let's just... I think it's because I've got it on a slightly different angle, so it's not quite working right. It's not in the right position. Go. Let's have a yellow and a green. I tried AK paint markers and really liked their metallics. Ooh, nice. And you're hoping to get to paint this weekend. Awesome, dude. Wow, fingers crossed that you managed to get yourself home and can do some painting. Do you know what? I was in the shop the other day looking at the AK paint markers, wondering or not whether to buy one or two just to see how they work. So I have kind of contemplated it. However, I've not yet purchased them. Perhaps I will. No, I don't really need them, to be fair. I say I will, but I don't really need them. But then again, when we buy stuff in the modelling world as geeks, do we ever need what we go and buy? no is the answer. We never need what we go and buy in the geek world, really, do we? We just go and do it because we have a love for the hobby, quite frankly. Right, let's just have a look at some flames, because I want to do the this cup thing with the flames in it. So I want to get a picture, because I'm terrible at doing flames. So I want to get a picture of what it looks like, so I can try and get the right kind of vibe going. Okay, so we need a red on the bottom, is what it's telling me here. Well, from the picture anyway I'm using. So we'll go red on here. It doesn't matter if we leave, oh no, if we leave any of the white showing, because there is, or there should be white inside your flames somewhere. So don't panic if you've got a little bit of white showing. There we go. Let's get some red on. Okay, so there's your red, and then we're going to put some orange on next, and then some yellow on top of that. So we'll just go for 3 basic colours. I might use this one actually, this orange. What we're going to do is make our way from the centre sort of towards the outside of the flames. Leaving some of the areas red still. Dollops a little bit too much orange on the front, so I might have to put a little bit of red back in. There we go. Okay, and we want a little bit of yellow. We'll use this yellow, Avalon Sun. I bought a couple of Army Painter pens as well. I haven't tried them. Oh, okay, so it'll be interesting to see whether Army Painter or AK comes off better. That's exactly why I have like 300 plus bottles of paint. Yeah, man, the hobby gets you, man. The hobby gets you. It's a dangerous thing. So all I'm trying to do now is just dab in some yellow here and there. I'm no good at doing flames at all, so don't expect a masterpiece. It's okay. It's alright, it'll do. It will do. Because we don't want to be on this girl forever. Oh, that back is slightly smudged. with the candles, there's no way that I'm going to go and repaint those with a kind of flame effect. Not a chance. What I have done though is bloody rubbed away the silver on these little buttons on the front of her robe, just where I've been holding the model in a certain way. There we go. That's better. Right, there is a little skull on her sort of neck piece, just around her neck. It's a bit of a difficult position to get to because it's right behind the chalice, but we will persevere. There we go. Other thing I want to do is just put some more black onto where she's got this like sort of pull up shroud over her face. I just want to put that back in black. Lovely, lovely. Alright, I think she's pretty much done. Okay. I'll just send a little teeny weeny bit there that I need to do. And then we can do the last little bits, which is the cherubs. There's that. So Joel, we were talking today about TV shows, geeky TV shows. What have you watched recently? What are you watching currently? What would you recommend? I need some recommendations on geeky TV shows to watch. So I'm looking for you guys and girls to make some recommendations. Just got some null oil and I'm going to put that across the... she's got a couple of beads here that she's wearing around her neck. Just drop that on there. And then... just got some Agrax Earthshade across the bold thing she's carrying, whatever I called it a minute ago. I can't remember what I called it. And that's really actually just to bring out the fleur-de-lis on the bowl itself, just so it stands out a bit is all. There we go. Lovely jubbly. So we now got another painted sister to go onto our diorama, which is beautiful. Let's just take a pause there for breath. Well, my favourite geeky TV show for the longest time was Attack of the Show. Oh, I've never heard of that. So let's just zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Here we go. And this is where she goes. Right. If I can get her to go into the little slot. There. There we are. That is our diorama done. Well, in terms of the sisters all painted and the model all together, and I've got to say, it looks bloody fantastic. Let's just see if I can just do this, swap over to this camera, move that down, move that out the way, and if I can carefully bring it across, look at that. How cool is that? There you go, look at that. Super awesome. Oh, if I tilt it too far, the models all fall over because they're not glued in. But it looks bloody brilliant. That's such a cool model. I cannot wait. Even if it's a crap model in battle, I can't wait to use it just because it's so cool. Just to look at, it's so cool. However, what we do have in this box here is a couple of... Well, no, if I rotate it that way, we've got a couple of flying cherubs there holding some scrolls. And I'm not looking forward to doing the scrolls because that is a pain in the backside. But we do have some bits here in here to still make, I believe. Let's put that down there. Okay, so what we've got to do now is glue these ladies in place now, I think, is the only thing we need to do. So let's go back down to this one. Let's bring our ladies back. Let's just push these paints out of the way. Again, I get all the bloody paints out whilst I'm painting. Never put them back. Let's get some plastic glue ready. And let's just remove each one and just lay them down carefully in the positions they need to be in, so we can then glue them. So get the plastic paint out. Let's have a look at this. Shouldn't be too difficult on this one. So we'll glue the sarcophagus in place first. Oh no. That's the trouble. You've got to be ever so careful with this plastic glue. Well, any glue actually. But plastic glue really does pull paint off like no tomorrow. I've just pulled a bit of paint off around the back. Damn it. You gotta be careful. What I'm doing is going to prime the holes for where each of the sisters' models goes. They've got like these little retainer pieces to hold them in place. So I'm just putting some glue into the holes just so that that can sort of do its magic and start softening up the plastic. I'll put a bead of glue around the edge of the hem of these skirts of these ladies. Oh, that's a bit too much glue. It's just squirted out over the side, so that's not good. Go, get that lady stuck in. Oh, careful, careful. I'm heading inside. I'll post a picture on Discord of the axe that I did with the multi... Oh, yes, please, dude, yeah. Again, hopefully your relatives are okay. Send them some minis and muscles love. Whilst we paint or glue our sister's model into place. It feels quite good to get to this point actually, because this model's a large model. It's taken a lot of time to do. So actually getting to this point where we can now stick the girls into place is pretty awesome. It feels very nice to be in this position to get it all done so far. Oh, here we go. I see your message come through on the Discord, Joel, so I will take a look at that, don't you worry. Got one last sister to stick on the front here. Okay, so whilst that is all sticking, we need to make these last little pieces. We've got a couple of cherubs left on these sprues that need building and putting together now that she is done. So we've just stuck all of these into place as per that instruction there. So it now looks like that. Well, hey, we're good. Now we've got to build these tiny little cherubs. So if we move our wonderful sisters model just out of sight for a moment. And move our water out the way because we won't need that. But we will need our knife and we will need some cutters. We can zoom out a bit here now. Oh, out's not in. There we go. Right, so you guys can see a little bit of what I'm looking at. So we need to start over here. So part 30 is what we're looking for. Part 30, which is meant to be a body. A little cherub body, nonetheless. So what else we got on the geeky TV shows? We've spoken about Stranger Things, because that's my fave at the moment. We've spoken about Fallout, the TV series. That I really want to see season 2 of that. I think it's season 2 that's later on, or season 3, whatever it is. I really want to see that. That looks really cool. But what else is out there? We talked about Game of Thrones. I've not long got to season 8 on Game of Thrones and then broke my DVD, so I can't watch the rest of it, which is bloody annoying. So if anyone's got a DVD they want to lend me, send it out, would you? But what else is there? What other geeky TV shows are there out there that we should be watching? We should be, taking advantage of, because there's plenty of TV stuff out there. Whether or not it's any good is the question. So what is out there? So there's a TV show called The Boys. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen The Boys or not, but it is bloody funny. I wouldn't suggest it's for a young audience. It's quite a mature, it's got quite mature content, so just be careful. Don't load it up in front of the kids. But it's called The Boys. It's about superheroes, and these sort of, it's a bit like satire superheroes, where they're kind of they're superheroes, but they're bad, but people don't really know it. It's quite hilarious how it all works. It's difficult to explain, but it's about these superheroes that are not particularly super. Although they have superpowers, they do things badly, and it's very funny to watch. And then you've got this other group that are in there as well that then try and stop them. So it leads to some very funny encounters, and also some cool sort of action as well, because it is a proper action-y type TV program. So don't think it's not just through my poor description. It is a good TV program. Faux shower. Right, we've got this. This is real fiddly, this one. Get some glue in there. Bit too much probably, but sometimes it's better to have more than it is to lose your glue. Or to not have glue, sorry. This is a right delicate little process, this one. So you've got these tiny little wings, two little wings to go into a little tiny cherub body. Sometimes they put mould. They put mould, as in the supports for these tiny little moulds, in an awkward place. For example, they've put it on this tiny little. I don't know if you can see, but there's a tiny little cable that runs from the shoulder of the cherub, and it's really awkward. And it's got a mould line on it, and you go to take the mould line off, and you snap the whole bloody thing. It's not a very good design, Games Workshop. Sometimes they overdo the supports when they're on a sprue. It doesn't make it particularly easy to use. But we shall persevere. I've got to try and glue this back on though. That's never going to happen. It's absolutely tiny, this piece. If you could see what I was trying to do, you'd be laughing at me right now. Can it go on? Oh, I might have done it. I might have done it. It's a bit of luck. Right, 32, the head. Where's the wee baby's head? 32. There we go. So this is actually quite a nice change to what we were doing now. We sort of finished the main model. It's quite nice to go back and just sort of assemble this last little bit and get this all stuck together, because this is going to be really basic colours that will go on this. So it's nothing of huge difficulty. Crikey, I tell you what though. It's so small, this model. Oh dear. So we've got that on. We've got the head on. Now we've got this. 34? 34? What the hell is 34? That's the other thing as well. When you're trying to find all of the parts of the sprue of a model, and you're trying to find them and cut them out, God, it's a nightmare. Right, I can't see 34 anywhere. It's not with the rest of the 30s. Or is that just another model it's talking about? Oh, okay, yeah, it's another model. Okay, I get what it's saying. So this little baby attaches to the other little baby. Yeah, how bloody awkward. So that other baby attaches onto the wing over there, look. That's mental. And then he has his own wings, 37 of 94. Oh gosh. Yes, sorry, I was talking about the boys, wasn't I? And the superheroes that are not superheroes, that are really bad. They get up to some right shenanigans, and then you've got this group that are sort of opposed to them. They sort of found out how bad they are, and they're not actually what they say they are, and they're superheroes, but they're actually villains. So they go out to try and stop them, and it's sort of the good guys that are portrayed as bad guys throughout, versus the bad guys that are portrayed as good guys, if that makes sense. Lots of funny little moments, lots of cool action scenes. If you like superhero stuff, The Boys is really worth watching. There's a couple of seasons, I can't remember how many seasons there are now, but there are quite a few. So there's plenty for you to delve into. So that's a good point. You know, you're not going to be short of any telly program or television viewing. In fact, I think I binged watched a load whilst on an airplane once. So it was very handy for that. Right. God, this is really delicate. No wonder I now realise why I left it to now to do. Because it's so delicate. One thing that is pretty good though about plastic glue is it does set pretty quick. So if you're, you know, fairly quick at putting it together, it does set quite well and quite quickly. So that is a good part about plastic glue. Next part. You know what, I swear they probably at Games Workshop, the people that paint these models, the pros, they probably have someone that builds the models for them. Because I despise the building part. Some people really love it, but it's not for me, the building part. The painting, the playing, that's for me. The building, nope, not for me. I just don't find it fun. I find it infuriating sometimes. Sometimes the instructions aren't very clear either. So when you're trying to put these teeny tiny models together and something doesn't quite fit or stick in the place where it should go, and then you end up pulling your hair out just because you can't bloody get it in the right place, and oh yeah, it becomes a nightmare. Oh, this is a really long banner now that we're going to attach to this one. It's going to be quite heavy. So again, only thing when you're doing these little delicate models, once you get to a certain point and you're going to try and attach big things onto them, just be careful, because it could then break your small glue bonds that you've done already on the rest of the model. So be careful. Trying to stick this on here now. How does that go on there? That doesn't go on him, surely. Really? Okay, maybe it does go on him. I'm there sort of questioning whether that actually fits on the model or not, and it blatantly does. The other thing I struggle with sometimes as well is where the hell do you dry your models so they can glue in time? That's another thing that really bugs me. But that's that done. Oh, that little cherub hasn't got a head. So we need to find his head. 36. 36 is just there. So quite often I'm just cutting the little nubbins off this head that was sort of attached to the sprue, right? It just reminded me, I buy quite a few models second hand and I bring them back to life. So I paint them back up and make them decent again. And I bought some the other day. And crikey, the person that had done it just hadn't cut any of the sort of, what do you call them? The little bits of extra plastic off where you've cut it from the sprue. And they've just literally painted them. And I was like, no. So, you know, really having to go back on those and fix those models up. Right, we've got one set of cherubs done. Oh, yeah. That means there's only one more set to do. So we've got 15, 14 and 13. Where's 15, 14 and 13? Oh, it might be over here, look. 15. There we are. Ooh, crikey. I haven't stopped this evening. I forgot to do our muscle moment. Darn it. Right, I'll stop in a sec. I'll literally cut this little bit out and we'll stop and do our muscle moment. Because otherwise we wouldn't be minis and muscles if we don't talk about that, would we? And 14. Where's head 14? Right, there we go. Okay, that's a good time to pause. Ha! We're back. There we go. You can see me in big screen rather than in small screen in our new layout as well. Hopefully you like the new layout. Adrian said, I can see why the army painter pens work best with a white undercoat. I've just tried mine on a grey coat and the grey pen came out black and the red is quite dark. Ah, yeah. But speed paints are like that, full stop, and that's all the painting, the pens are. Those AK pens and the army painter pens are just speed paints. So speed paints work, I personally think, on whites and on like a bone colour, like an off-white. That's about your lot, really. So something like Wraithbone, you can use Wraithbone as an undercoat for speed paints. You can use Corax White, you can use White Scar as an undercoat. Yeah, really light colours. Greys, I just think, are going to skew the rest of the colours when you put them on, unfortunately, mate. So our muscle moments. We wouldn't be the place where the brawn meets the brush if we didn't talk about fitness for 5 minutes, right? And that's all we do in our muscle moment. We just talk about fitness for 5 minutes. 5 key points to try and help you on your fitness journey to supplement your geeky world. Optimus is saying the Warhammer 2026. Yeah, I know it is. Yeah, it started at 7:30, so I'll just watch it back. Half the time they're really annoying, those live streams they do. The last one they did was terrible. So yeah, I will watch that back, Optimus, probably after the stream, to be fair. So 5 key things to help you in your fitness this week. And we're talking about, it doesn't cost a fortune to get fit, right? That's my main aim. And I wanted to talk about 5 things here that you can do to improve your fitness that don't cost a penny. Jammins Daily, Happy New Year. I caught a bit of Warhammer stuff for Christmas. Nice. What did you get, dude? You have to let us know what you got. Stick it in the chat. So here's your 5 things that you can do for free that don't cost you anything, right? First of all, YouTube. YouTube is a godsend for content. There are a gajillion fitness influencers and fitness people out there that put loads of content onto YouTube, and you can follow these workouts. So quite often things like, I don't know, it could be a yoga workout, it could be a stretching yoga workout, it could be a Pilates, it could be an exercise of some sort. Get on YouTube and just stick in exercise class. Loads will turn up. These are all free. If you don't really like the idea of doing it on YouTube and you have a couple of quid to buy a few DVDs, if you have a DVD player, I do, they're good. Go for the older workouts like Insanity or was it PX90 or Sufferfest and things like that you can buy DVDs, Spinfest, where you can buy them and just work out from home and watch them on a screen. But either YouTube or these DVDs give you the motivation and the drive because you've got an instructor there, you've got other people working out to sort of inspire you, and it does help, trust me. So if you need a little bit of inspiration, YouTube and DVDs are really good. Point number 2, you can go out and walk or run. It's free. There are plenty of places you can walk and run wherever you live, guaranteed, and there's also more than likely a park run near you. And park runs are 5k. They're not very far, so you can walk it or run it or jog it or walk, jog, walk, run, whatever you want to do, and you could get round and do that really easy, and it's free. Park runs are free, I think so anyway. James Daddy's saying he's bought some Ultramarines Company Heroes. Oh, nice. I really want the Company Heroes, but I've got way too many models. It's your second set of minis. YouTube is all you need for exercise advice nowadays. I agree. Yeah, absolutely, mate. You said to do a bunch of the 20-minute HIIT workouts. Yeah, there's loads of stuff, right? There's loads of stuff on there that you can do on YouTube that will absolutely get the guns blazing. As I said, walking or running, it's zero cost. It's free. It's out there. Just walk outside your door. It's there. Go and do it. Point 3, body weight training, okay? You don't need to go to a gym and throw around weights just to start developing muscle. Body weight exercises are key. Push-ups, sit-ups, squats, lunges. You know, you can do all of these at home. All you need to do is just type in on Google, body weight exercise routine. I guarantee you something will come up and you can follow that. It's free and you can do it inside your house. Even better. Point 4, what about if you do want to push a little bit harder but you're at home? What about household item workout? Sounds mental, I know, but just bear with me. So a bag of sugar weighs 1 kilogram, right? What about a couple of bags of sugar in a carrier bag, and then you're just doing bicep curls, and you do it on one arm and then you swap to the other arm and you do it again. You've got loads of objects around your house that will help you. A chair you can do tricep dips in. Seated tricep dips, that is, so you're doing it this way around, doing it like that. So there's loads of things in your house that you can use for weights for exercises, so I would fully encourage you to do that. And step 5, what about going really crazy, and if you didn't want to go to a gym for whatever reason, what about a home gym setup? I know this one, I said you don't have to spend any money to do it. The first 4 you don't have to spend any money on. This one is if you wanted to, you could have a home gym setup. This is where you could get a gym piece of equipment like a multi-gym inside your house or a garage or a shed and do workouts at home. The chances are as well, if you look on things like Craigslist or Vinted or Facebook, you will find things that people are offering for free, and loads of people offer gym equipment for free. It sounds mad, but they do, trust me. And you'll be able to find some gym equipment for free in your local area. You just have to go and pick it up and take it back. Adrian's saying stair reps. Yeah, absolutely, stair reps. Running up and down the stairs, or just walking up and down the stairs, or just stood at the bottom step, stepping up 3 stairs onto that step and back down, or 2 stairs if you can't quite reach 3 because you're short like me. But anyway, there are your 5 points that you can do for a quick freebie home workout. So there you are. That is our muscle moment where the brawn meets the brush. Let's get back, not to brushing, no, because we've just finished our brushing, but let's get back to our model here that we were putting together. So this is the last part of our St. Catherine model. So we're just sort of cutting off the extra noggins, or whatever you call them, off the sprue. There we go. So what is everyone's plans for this weekend? What are you doing, Geeky? Come on, drop it in the chat. Let me know. Tell me what you're doing, if it's a geeky thing, or even if it's not. Well, even if you're doing a bit of fitness. So jamming daily, are you doing your HIIT workout this weekend, perhaps? You might not be. You might think, nah, sod that, Steve. I'm not doing that. This week I've had a bit of a week off from the gym myself personally, just because I needed to get lots of models painted, and I've also wanted to sort a load of work stuff out. So I've had a bit of a busy week this week. So I'm trying to get lots done in a short amount of time. It's not really working. Right, there's those 3 bits. So these 3 bits need to go together. How do they go together? So we're looking at this top picture up here. If you're looking at the screen, let's move that out of the way. So the wings drop onto the back. And then, oh, okay, I get how it goes. Right, so we'd stick a little bit of glue in here. Taking the wings and slotting them over the top there like that. There we go. And then a little bit of glue on the top for his head. And we need to place his head on there. I've just noticed these cherubs have got like little Sisters of Battle type heads. It's quite funny. That's quite funny. I quite like that. What else do we have here? Okay, so that's him. And then I need 27. Where's 27? Where's 27? That's this one right here. I need to cut that out. There we go. Let's cut the old noggins off. So how is everybody? Is everyone happy that it's Friday? Remember, our general chat for today is geeky movies. If you've got any recommendations for geeky TV shows, if you've got any recommendations for geeky TV shows, please tell me. I was explaining earlier that I've just finished the Stranger Things season. Absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. To the point where I even want to go out to the US and go and find all of the filming locations. That would be a cool little holiday. So that's what I would like to do. Whether I'll get to do it or not is another question. But you never know. But if you know of another geeky TV show, tell me what it is, because I need a new TV show, peeps. Quite frankly. Oh, these interlock. Oh, crikey. Okay, so this actually goes in there. Oh, okay. Okay. So we've got to put a bit of glue in between the wings of this one. And then that slots in there like that. All right. Then this one, a little bit of glue on there. And his body needs to be stuck on. Oh, don't drop it. Sometimes you think you put too much glue on, and then you've just missed just the area that actually needs glue, and you've put it in the bloody blank, basically. There we go. And we need a head for him, which is 29. So 29. I'm reading 1,000 Suns by Graham McNeil right now. Oh, okay. How's the book going? Are you liking the 1,000 Suns? They're quite a complicated army to play in Warhammer 40,000, so I've heard. I've not played them myself. That's just through the general Warhammer chat. That's what people say, is that it's quite a difficult army to play. There we go. And we need 28 as well. 28. Oh. Hang about. We've got no 28. Oh, this is problematic. Oh no, we do. Sometimes you're blind when you bloody go to see it. Yeah, so geeky TV. Come on, peeps. We talked about Game of Thrones. We talked about Fallout. We've talked about Stranger Things. We've talked about, what else did we say? What about The Witcher? That was a great series. Although I've heard pants reviews about the latest one. So after Henry Cavill ditched it, and hopefully he's going to be running with the Warhammer TV show. Apparently The Witcher, the latest series of The Witcher's naff, not very good. Which is a shame because I really liked that programme and it was... I was looking forward to the new series coming out. But that didn't happen. Because creative differences between Henry Cavill and the directors cropped up. Apparently, and don't take this as gospel, but apparently it was where Henry Cavill wanted to sort of stick to the law and the directors didn't want to stick to the law because they wanted to make it more movie or TV relevant rather than being factual. Which I get, you know, they're going to have to do to some point, but it kind of spoils it for the sort of fanatics, I think. We've got one more to go. One more little cherub. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cherubs on here. That's quite a lot, actually. There's quite a lot of them to go, so that's good. I mean, we won't get them painted today, but we'll certainly have them all glued together. Yeah, I really liked The Witcher. That was cool. Effects were good. Actors were good, or actresses were good. Storyline was really good. So I thought The Witcher was a quality program. I liked the... Oh, God, what's his name? The guy that played the Bard character in The Witcher. He was sort of... Henry Cavill's sort of jokey sidekick. He was very good. I thought he was funny. I liked him a lot. But yeah, good program. I don't know how it compares to the book, though, of The Witcher. So if there's anyone that's read the books of The Witcher, they might have a different view to me on the TV show. Although I haven't watched the latest TV show. I've been watching a ton of South Korean shows on Netflix. My girlfriend is a huge BTS fan and loves the Korean shows. I really enjoy them. Yeah, so I've heard some good stuff about some of the Korean stuff as well from some of my friends. So I would like to have a little watch. What is it? What is it? Demon Pop Demon Hunters or something? Or I can't remember what it is. It's a cartoon one. It's for kids. But a mate of mine, his kids watch it, and they're absolutely obsessed with it. And I need to watch it so I can tell them that I watch it. I did say to them I'd watch it, so I do need to do that. I can't remember what the bloody program's called now, though. It's something like Demon Pop Hunters or something. So that looks pretty cool. Right, so we've got all of our little cherubs all glued together, and now they get glued to a certain position on the St. Catherine model. So can we do that before we end the stream? Quite possibly. There we go. Let's bring in St. Catherine and all her girls. So here she is in all her glory. Look at that. It's such an epic model. It really, if you want a good model, guys and girls, that just looks freaking cool, this is the model. Honest to God, I paint a lot of Warhammer and this model just looks cool as heck. You will not be disappointed if you get this model and you want to get this and paint this up. It's a very cool model. Just adjusting that little cherub so he can go on there. So that's one cherub in. This cherub goes on the front here. little worried that that's a little bit... because this is a little bit weighty. Oh, it does hold. Crikey. Okay, so I'll zoom in a minute and show you guys where that's gone. That's a heck of a hold. Where that's what I was saying. When plastic glue gets a grip, it really does get a good grip on. Right, what is the next bit? Where did this one go? On the back. Right, turn this round. What, just on that? Maybe. I don't know. Not quite sure where this one goes, to be fair. Doesn't look like a obvious clip. Oh, is it on that? No, surely not. So this is like a real... Oh, what? That like that? Really? I don't know whether I want to do that. It does go on there. Gee whiz. How does that go on there? So like that. Oh man, that's really tight against the other model. So there's a point where you've got to stick this larger sort of cherubs with the banner onto the back here. And it just doesn't want to seem to fit because you've got this other cherub here as well. So it's a right finicky position to put it in. Do you know what? I might adapt this. I might adapt it if I can't get it on there. Just trying to rotate it because sometimes when you are sort of messing with Warhammer models, you just got to pedal around with it till it just slots into the right place. And it's not always completely obvious how it slots in. Like, I wouldn't say this one was completely obvious to begin with. And then it kind of just slots in there. But I can't seem to get it to stick. Come on, you bugger. Come on, don't let us down. I've just got to change my light so I can see what I'm doing here. Whoop. Well, we know all the others are alright. They're all stuck in place. That's good. Ah. I think I've got it. Right, I don't want to move from where I am. I think I've found the place where it should be. I've just got to try and dry this off. Aha! There we go. They are in. Awesome. And look at that, with 5 minutes to spare. That's epic. Right, well, that is that done. Oh no, she's just fallen down. That's a really, really difficult position to get that locked in place. So if you are building yourself your own Triumph for St. Catherine, it is a little bit of a difficult mounting place, this one. What we might have to do is get the good old blue tack out. Blue tack is really good, guys, for securing your models in place when you're kind of trying to glue them, but they're not sticking. So just get a little bit of blue tack. I don't know if is that what you call it in the States, blue tack? I'm not sure, but bit of blue tack onto the model where you're trying to stick it in. Oh, come on, you bugger. I've just put a little bit of extra glue on the back there, hoping that it just takes the weight. But again, I think I'm going to have to prop this up somehow. If I put blue tack around that joint, the joint is so small, I don't think it's going to hold. But we do have a finished model. A big spindly bit that is in danger of being knocked off. 100% is, yeah. So there you go. She's all together. It's just all painted apart from the cherubs. So we will get that done next week. I don't want to even try to paint them when they're sat like that and all flapping about and all wibbly wobbly. So I'm not going to paint that now. I could try to paint a little bit more of this actually, to be fair. So this is my Battle Sister Canoness for my army that I'm currently doing. This is almost done, to be fair. It's not a lot to paint on this lady. So I might just throw a few colours on her. Just in the last minutes of the show. Move that out of the way. So this is a Canoness, jump pack Canoness. It's a really cool model. She goes with my Zephyrim squad. So this lady's got a halberd. She's a pretty tough cookie. And she's going into my campaign army that I've got. My first match I've just read is up against Death Guard. So not looking forward to that one because they've got some really high toughness units that oh, out of frame, sorry guys. They've got some really high toughness units that sisters don't really have a lot to combat them. So actually it becomes quite a difficult task, and it will be more about objective scoring rather than looking to seek and destroy. Because I don't think I will have much that can take out the tough units that they have, unfortunately. I mean, I might have some good luck on some dice rolls, and I hope I do. But, you know, when you've only got toughness 4 weapons and you're trying to fight up against toughness 6 and 7s, you know, to try and wound them makes it very, very difficult. So I think it's going to be a hard slog for the sisters in their first game of the campaign. But it's a campaign nonetheless, so it's going to be super fun. I am looking forward to it. The sort of narrative style of gameplay that you get with what's it called is way good. With the campaign is really good. Soft brass pin, you say, Adrian? Yeah. Trouble is, when you get to this stage, trying to put a pin into the model and where it was would actually be really difficult, and I wouldn't really want to do a pin at that point either. But yeah, it's you do need something to hold these poxy dingly dangly bits all in, keep them out the way. Oh, bugger. Just doing a couple of little bits on this lady. There's not a huge amount to finish really. Not so that she's battle ready anyway to go on the board. You don't have to have it crystal perfect, but it's nice to have a nice looking model at least. You don't want to be that guy that turns up to the table with models that look absolutely terrible or unpainted or something. You've got to have a little bit of an effort that's gone into them. There we go. It's always about the small little details that you put onto a lot of models that really make up for a lot. Drawing people's eyes away from certain parts, adding an extra colour in just so it pops, you know, that's what it's all about. There we go. I'm sort of swapping between big brushes and small brushes here, but very much worth it. Just doing the little tiny studs on her chest plate. And she's got a few actually on her gloves that you have to add in as well. And it's just these little bits, I think anyway, on a model that just look really good. It sort of breaks up the rest of the monotonous pattern. There we go. I can't remember the name of this, what I named. I think I named her Helia Morcant, I think, or something like that. And she's the leader of my Sister Battle Seraphim squad. No, Zephram squad, rather. I need a flesh tone. Go for a light flesh tone and a bit of this. Oh, we've run over by 3 minutes. I'll consult the book of armaments. Yeah. Yeah. Need to do something, mate, I tell you. Just doing her hair, and there's not a lot that you can see on this model, to be fair. So do the hair first. It doesn't matter if it overlaps on the skin because you're going to paint over the skin anyway. So that's good. Let that dry. Right, let's shake this off. Let's take these off. Let's swap over. There you go. That's what she looks like so far. Excuse the messy hair that she's got, bless her. Right, let's move back to this screen. Woo! Well, that is the end of our show. We have, by God's grace, got our diorama St. Catherine, Triumph for St. Catherine model finished and done. Well, I say finished, we do need to do the cherubs. But all the girls are done, the sarcophagus is done, the base is done, I've even magnetised it. So this is like ready to go, it's good enough. I can't wait to play with it just because it looks so bloody cool. It's such a cool model, it really is. So happy I've got that done. Apart from that, thank you for being here with me, for watching along. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, come on. Subscribe, you got to, guys. You've absolutely got to. We need to get some more geeks on board so we can just have a good old chinwag about geeky stuff, right? Today we spoke about geeky movies, geeky TV shows, because I've been watching the Stranger Things latest season. It's finished and I'm a bit gutted because it didn't quite finish how I wanted it to, without revealing any spoilers, and it also, I kind of feel like I'm lost now because I've got no other program to go to. So I thought, right, we'll talk about some geeky TV shows. If we had more people on, we could speak about more geeky stuff. There's loads of us on now. Send it to your mates. Get your mates on board as well. Let's have a good old chinwag about geeky crap. All right, so this is what we're here for, having a nice inclusive area where everyone can talk and chat together and have a good Friday evening. But anyway, make sure you have a wonderful weekend, whatever you are doing, wherever you are in the world. I thank every single one of you that is online right now, watching the show. Thank you so much for being with me. I appreciate it. The sisters appreciate it. You know, I just get one more look at the St. Catherine's model. It's pretty freaking sick. So it looks really impressive now it's all done. So I'm well happy with that. It looks real good. Let's spin around the back. Look, there you go. You can see the back of the model. I say it's done. Yes, I know the cherubs need painting. Yes, I know. But 99.9% of the model is done. It's just those cherubs. And they won't take long. They're like literally a couple of colours. Nathan Gonzalez, that's really cool. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Well, we paint cool things here on the channel every week. We're just finishing off this one. But, you know, that's what we do here on Minis and Muscles. We paint miniatures. We just started to paint this one. It's not finished, so don't give me any critiques yet. We just started to paint this one today. So she's all good. But yeah, this is what we do on the show. We paint minis and talk geek stuff, all right? So if that's what you enjoy, if you know your buddy, be it a he, be it a she, be it whoever, get them on board. Tell them about the channel, sign up, subscribe to the channel, give it a like. When this video's finished, this live's finished, it will be posted straight on my page. So just like it, comment on it, tag your mates in it. Let's get a few more subscribers. We are here every Friday, right? Every Friday we are here, and we will be talking geek, painting models, and enjoying the culture that is geekdom. All right. But apart from that, have a wonderful weekend. Make sure you go out and do some fitness as well. Stay fit, people. Stay healthy in body and mind. God bless you all. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you very much. I will see you all soon. Take care. Oh, and if you haven't seen the new holding picture that we have before the stream starts, or the new holding picture that we have when the stream ends, hang on for those and make sure you watch it and let me know what you think, if they're an improvement or not. Anyway, take it easy. Bye-bye for now.
Minis and muscles with heroes rise. The dying world still mighty skies. Rushing air where power we fight. Strength that breaks you, night in the night. Where the brawn meets the brush. The story told in this love imagination mode. With every stroke, adventures unfold. Minis and muscles, heart and soul. To explore, roll the future, hear the dice roar. Gaming realms of muscles drawn together in this place where we belong. Doting spells, casting dreams until the dawn, leveling up and the world to follow. With painted heroes shining bright, venturing onward in the end of the star.